Here with Math Fun and Games. Today we're going to be playing MBT from GMT Games. We're on turn 9 of a 15-turn game. And we're doing scenario 2, turn 9. We're using all basic and advanced rules. I'm also using the bog rule. Now, as usual, I've already done the command phase and the spotting phase. And I'll go over the commands I gave everybody. The command phase is really the heart of this game, figuring out what commands you're going to give to what units. It's very interesting to go through, but can be, I don't know if it makes the best video watching, just talking about the command phase. Maybe it does, I don't know. Anyways, so what I got over here, the Americans had 7 commands, I believe. I got this unit in Overwatch right here, right there. You got 2 units in Overwatch. If you follow this red line all the way down, you see the particular hexes that they're covering. Right. And what's going on over here is the Russians are coming up and they're going to try to capture this. There's a crossing there. There's a crossing, oops. Turn that off for a minute. So there's a crossing here. And there's a crossing here. And if the Russians capture both those crossings, they have points, capture points. So they have a lot of units coming their way. They have this anti-tank gun right here, and it's crawling up this gully right here. Right behind it, falling right behind it, is its ammo carrier. They also have 2 separate tanks coming up, because they're going to have to capture both the bridge, although there's no American units on it, and the ford. And they also got this infantry unit coming up and a heavy machine gun right here. Cover them as they come up. Meanwhile, they have two guns over here. These are both tanks right here, and they're going to have a fire command. One is with it, one drop to track. And over here on the right, they're fighting for control. I'm going to give points. I don't know how many points, but I'd give points for, there's 2 brick buildings in this town, Texas with brick buildings. Right now the Americans hold both of them. I'll show you that one and that one. So the Russians are going to try to dislodge the Americans, and in order to do it, right now they have a squad in there that's under full cover, and nearby they have these units over here. BCAR 70. Is that a squad or a half squad? Unfortunately, it's suppressed. I don't think they're actually suppressed. They might have been, but it doesn't matter. They're not moving or firing. I didn't give them a command anyway, so that's what's going on. Meanwhile, the Americans looking for easy points here. We got 2 vehicles, one right here, and we have another vehicle right here. Vehicle right here, closer, and they can get easy victory points just for capturing that fort. Now, a challenging thing will be for the Americans to get this and those 2 bridges, because those 2 bridges at the center of the board are very good VP points. I'm playing a little bit more loosey-goosey with the Americans in the sense that I'm not planning things out as well as I am for the Russians. I'm keeping them more flexible. What do the Americans have going on? They have this poor unit over here that's on that fort that's going to try to defend that fort from all this Russian units that are coming forward. They have these 2, however, they have these 2 guys on Overwatch. So they have a tank and an M150 that has a tow missile on it. So that's gonna, once those tanks, well, there's already one tank is already in view, but if another tank, even if another tank pops up, they're gonna fire. I also have 2 more tanks pointing in that general direction on Overwatch. Those are the ones I showed that with that red line, the firing line at the very beginning. Now, meanwhile, I have this M113. I would like to try to move that to try to capture that victory point bridge. And then maybe I can capture this victory point bridge because the Americans have that M113 in that town, and all they have to do is back up onto that bridge, stay there for a turn, and they capture both those bridges. All right, so I did the, now we're going to do the initiative phase. NATO and Soviets. Okay, so NATO is going to fire first. Okay, so let's fire. Let's go right to the heart of the matter. The squad right here against this American squad against this Russian squad. All right. So the Russian squad is in woods cover. Woods cover is light cover. Go to the terrain chart over here. So you look woods, I mean not woods, but wood building. It was light cover. Too heavy for spotting and vehicle. You need close assault support. It's okay. So see what the American unit over there is. What type of unit it is. Okay, so there's a motorized rifle. We go to leg units. Motorized rifle. It's not motorized rifle. Motorized rifle. It is. All right, mobile infantry. Mobile infantry. Mechanized infantry. All right, so range of 1, it's going to be a 7. Soviet defense and light terrain. Leg units in light terrain. Light cover is 4, so it's going to be a 7 to 4, and I believe there aren't any mod. I believe there are no modifiers. No. Let's just do a quick look. So it's 7 to 4. I'm looking over the modifier list to see something that might. So GP factor 7 against GP defense factor 4. And that'll be a 40 and a 71. So I'm going to roll, and 69. So that is suppression. All right, so 40 or above, but less than 71, it's suppression. So that's a good result because that suppresses the enemy. And that so now I'm going to take the 5. Oh wait, actually, I suppressed the wrong unit. Mark them with the spot fire small end. Okay, so who else do the Americans have firing line? They have these two in that woods, and they only have one target. Well, they have 2 targets over here. One vehicle with track out and another vehicle. Each one of my vehicles is going to fire at one particular vehicle. The other one, I'll do the non-tracked, the vehicle without the track first, and then I'll do the vehicle with the track out. So what range is that? I'm guessing short range. Yep, short range. Any modifiers? I don't see any well, light cover. Woods, and that woods right there. So it's light cover. Yep, short range, light cover. Or the modifiers, I believe. Target size, no. Light cover -1. Short range, light cover. Right. So I need a 63 to hit. This is the one, this is the shot against the vehicle that does not have the track damage. Misses. Now the shot at the vehicle that does have the track damage. 10. And that's going to be a catastrophic hit. The one, it's going to be go right through the turret front armor, and it's going to be a 10. and that's going to be a brew up. And that has a double effect because that's going to make the return fire difficult, because now that vehicle is going to have to fire out of brew up smoke. So that's going to give these two vehicles cover right there too. So that's an excellent result for the Americans. Damage. Root up. Boom. Okay. And I think that's it for the American. Yes. Now we're going to go into the Soviet flag. We have two of those. I have this unit right here. Soviet unit. It's a motorized rifle. Let's take a look. So motor rifle squad 1-7. It's going to be a 7-4 again, basically. These two units are almost the same type of units. Both same type of units, same level of ability. 7-4, so it's going to be 40, 71. That's also going to be suppressed. No, wait, there I have to use the suppression. So 62. I have to check the suppression modifier from the Russian fire, because firing unit is suppressed. You're suppressed -20. 62 minus 20 is 42. However, they needed a 40. So those two units have a little firefight going on, and both of those guys, everybody is suppressed. Okay, and I'm not going to bother to put small arms fire, because if you take a look at it, right, there. CR has also got the little red dot with the AK-47, so they already are marked with spot fire. I'll make sure there. I gotta remove this. Yes, turn. Okay. So, where else are the Soviets gonna? Right here is going to be return fire. Now they have a choice. They don't have to fire at the unit that fired at them. They can fire at this 113. Or Betty, I would love to take out that 150, because that 150 has tow missiles. And those are actually very effective. Let me see if I can block. No, line of sight's blocked. Tank is more deadly. No, I'm going to fire at the tank, because the tank is simply more deadly. So it's going to be short range. You got brew up smoke. You got medium cover. Brew up smoke, medium cover. Target size +1. So woods. Medium cover, yep. Group smoke, medium cover, right there. Okay, so target size +1, target's not moving. Medium cover -3, gonna be -2. And group smoke -4. Short range -4. Gonna be short range -4. So it's gonna need 42 to hit. And 78, they miss. Now without that brew up smoke, it'd be -2. That still would have missed. Helps to be in that medium. Okay, and they missed, but I will mark them with the spot fire. Fire marker. And remove that. Remove this extra track marker that's hanging around. Alright, I believe that is it for the Soviet fire phase. Now we have the Soviet movement phase. Now things get interesting. A lot of moving pieces. Oops, daisy. So I gave these to that unit and that unit joint command. They have to stay within 1 hex of each other. I'm going to move them. They're going to stay right there, and I'm just going to move this heavy machine gun forward to the wood line. They're going to stay right there. All right, so let's see. How about this tank? So because this tank right here has a move command, those units are going to be able to do overwatch fire on it. Let's see who I want to move. Yeah, so all the movers in that. That would put that tank in those light woods. Give them some cover. Over there, scrub, turn right. Light wood. Scrub, turn right, light wood. I just want to, where's it brush? It's the one where that's not a suit. Pull down, I want to light cover. Light. Woods, light, cost 2 to enter, so that's fine. Let's see if we can get there. All right. Now Overwatch though. These guys can get Overwatch fire. Guys up there can get Overwatch fire. I think these guys are going to take the Overwatch fire against that unit. Okay, that's medium range. That's going to be a tough shot, but I'm going to take it. All right, so track, and I'm 60A3, medium range, 86. Now we got to do this. Light woods is light cover. Light woods is light cover. So go down the line. Target size, no effect. Target moving, -2. Target light cover, -1. I got -3. Then I got Overwatch, minus another one, -4. So we got medium -4. That's a 30. That's, well, I have 2 chances to get that 30 because both of those vehicles are going to fire against that tank, but it's a difficult shot. 57 and 29. All right, so that's a hit right into the turret front. Good Overwatch shot. See, so Overwatch is powerful. So let's see what effect that had. So on a 9, I'm not sure if brew up isn't. Yep, that is a brew up. Boom. That's big. That is big. All right, made it there, but then I get blown up. Okay, this guy right here. Where do I want to put him? He's actually going to make a run for the bridge. So he's going to go 1. And this unit right here is tracking him. Right? Yep. This initial hex, yeah, he was tracked even initial. 1. Page 10. I have a tow missile, and I have the tank. This is the point where I think I'm going to try the tank. Try the tank first. The next section, I'm going to try the tow missile. Why not? So it's medium range, moving, and Overwatch. All right. Medium range, moving target, and Overwatch. Moving target +2, Overwatch medium range +3, 35, 16. I got lucky again. All right. What's 16? One again is turret. Well, that's on the side. That's still a turret front hit. Damage. 6 is a knockout. And that is some good shooting by the Americans, and that's huge. Knocked out. That kind of evens the odds a little bit. Actually, I think it tips the odds in the Americans' favor. And the good news is the M130 with the tow, M150 hasn't fired yet, so it still has an Overwatch that I can use. Okay. So we got this unit coming down this gully right here. See, that complicates things because now, and that basically destroys the chance to get that bridge right there. That affect that little thing right there, because I need to have that tank to get to the bridge. So I take this wheeled vehicle and move it around into that spot. And even if I take the wheeled vehicle into that spot, it's just going to get blown up anyways. So let's see. I'm just going to move these units forward. So they're in a gully, they can't be fired upon because they can't be seen. So that's it for the Soviet movement phase. Now the American movement phase. Do the Soviets have anybody on Overwatch? No, they don't. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. So we'll park this unit here. It has to stay there a turn, and then I can claim it. Oops. And these guys, I want to bring them into the battle that's going on in this city. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to order the bridge. 1, 2, 6. I do not want to. Let me use the Ford and come around from the side because I do not want to risk going over that bridge and getting blown up. Alright, what about these units? What about you? Bring them to the left to give support to that unit. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to bring him to the left. Grab everybody. Alright, turn to the left and go. 1, 2. I can move 6 because I'm not going to stay on the road. 3. 4. 5. 6. Actually, I'm on the road. I can use the remover rate. 6. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10. When I'm there, that gives me the advantage, and I have to face. Being in this hex right here gives me the advantage while that brew up smoke. all the tree cover, so that's a good place to be. Any other movement for the Americans? I think that is it. Any close assault or anything? Oh, okay. All right, so I can remove the Overwatch commands. That. Remove the spot marker for that vehicle. And over here, these guys fired. Spot fire. Now I just have to look for the FCs. Remember, if you give somebody an FC, they can't move. I don't, and I have to switch the suppressions to the on suppression to the off side. This suppression, I do not want them to be under full cover because I want to move them. They're going to load on their vehicle and try and get into that city. Okay, these guys are in. So I want I want either the Soviets or the Americans to be in full cover. Yeah, they're gonna stay in full cover. Make sure I'll marker. Right now, the Americans will hold, get the victory points for that city. All remains as it is, which remains to be seen if that is the case. Actually, spot fire, but makes it. Just put on spot fire. No. It has the full counter FC mark on. Okay, make sure it has an FC marker on it. These guys, I want them to be able to move. Okay, and that's it. All right, so I'm going to move it to turn 10. So when we come back, we'll do turn 10. All right, so what do we got here? Looking at the situation, what hurts is the Russians losing those two tanks right there. That hurts a lot because they really needed that firepower in order to exert dominance in this area. Right now, the Americans just have too much armor here. So if you look up here, the Americans have 4 armor vehicles right here in perfect shape. They have 2 armor vehicles right here, so that's 6 armor vehicles. Plus they just moved a vehicle carrying a squad in for infantry, and they also right now hold the ground. They have a squad holding the ground, so it's impossible, almost impossible for the Russians to capture both the bridge and forward in order to get the bonus points. Over here on the right, the Americans are going to be able to claim the fort over here. Also, you notice they have this M113 with the infantry coming into the city fight. We have 2 units over here that are in a stalemate. The Americans and the Soviets. They're both lights are going to be suppressed next turn, but then the suppression's over, so they're going to have to fire at each other suppressed. I also have that 113 that I can move in. For the Americans, for the Soviets in that city fight can bring in that section now, half squad, and that BTR 70 and try to affect the result over there. They also have a tank over there that they can bring. And what's important is this track on the hill that hasn't fired much recently. It might be able to get in some shots. see. All right. Right now, it's looking very, very good for the Americans. The Americans have 6 fully functional armored vehicles, 6, 7, 8, 9. Americans are in a good position. We'll see. We'll see if the Russians can pull something out. All right. And the funny thing is, I was playing the Russians very, I make a plan and I go with the plan. And the Americans, I was just playing very flexible with. And the Americans seem to have come out in a lot better shape. But we'll see what happens next time. Thank you, everybody. Bye.